بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رحمة وأصبح الملك لله والحمد لله لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. By now, inshallah, I guess everybody is aware that there is a World Cup in Qatar. Yeah, World Cup in Qatar. It's a global event. And today's Khatira is going to be related to that. Because I'm deeply convinced and I believe that this global event, we should not be distancing ourselves from it because we witnessed some scenes and events that we could not ignore. In this World Cup, as some of you witnessed, we saw how the West is looking at us from different testimonies. One of them is one of the YouTubers who said is from the Sham area, Syria, Jordan, Palestine. And he said when Morocco won against some teams, his friends started congratulating him. And he said that really made me notice something. I'm not from Morocco, but still they're congratulating me. They are looking at us at one. Wherever you're from, you look the same, you are on the same camp. In this World Cup, we saw some amazing, sometimes even confusing scenes of people that are politically, there's conflicts between them, enemies, but they're cheering for the same team. And this some of the scenes, I'm just sharing this with you. I'm not saying where I stand from this, but this is really something that needs to be noticed and studied. And I appreciate those du'at and preachers, Muslims, that got involved in this event and give the necessary guidance to the Muslims. We saw at the same time Palestinians cheering the Moroccan team in Gaza and Quds, and then at the same moment Israelis were cheering in Tel Aviv. It's very confusing. We saw Shi'i and Sunnis giving congratulations to the same team for winning. And just a couple days ago, the US-Africa Summit, or the Leader Summit that is held here in the United States, was paused to watch the Moroccan game. And Biden was there and was cheering the Moroccan team, and it meant a lot to Moroccans who lost that game. And we should not be distancing ourselves from this event because it means something to our communities. We have to be close to the heartbeat of our communities. But my topic today is not about that, which it's related, because now when the French team won, you know how confusing it is, double nationalities. Moroccans are at the same times French, Muslims, and they are from France. Which team to cheer? And some of the French start telling Muslims, we asked Allah. You asked Allah, and we asked our Lord. And He answered our dua. He did not answer your dua. And we know that there is this idea that comes again and again. We keep asking Allah. There were hundreds of millions asking and supporting the Moroccan team, because of of the background of France and its history full of crimes against those nations that France used to occupy. But at the end, we lost. Bribery, politics, business, he said, was involved. Allah knows best. But in this moment, Muslims in general and Moroccans specifically, they needed some support. They needed someone to tell them what's going on, to make sense of what happened, because it meant a lot for them. And Jazakallah khair, some of the preachers, they stood up to answer this question. Why Allah did not answer us? This is Aqidah. This is Aqidah. And of course, this Sheikh Jazakallah khair is trying to say that the winning and losing in Islam have different standards, different perspectives. But still, we need to understand something. This happened before. This happened before to the Sahaba of the Prophet ﷺ in the Ghazwat Uhud. This happened also before when the mushriks started saying, Al-Uzza lana wa la Uzza lakum. And the Prophet ﷺ said, anyone can answer these people and tell them, Allahu mawlana wa la mawla lakum. We have the Uzza and you don't have the Uzza. So the Prophet ﷺ directed them to tell them, we have our master and you have no master. Allah is mawlana and la mawla lakum. And the same situation, if you read through the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, because the Prophet ﷺ used to organize competitions. And he himself would be part of this competition. And he lost his camel called Al-Adba. This camel is not the she camel Al-Adba, it's different than Al-Qaswa. Al-Qaswa is the camel, the she camel that he used to. He went to Medina and he went to Hajjat al-Wada' and so on. But this Adba, he used it in that race, camel race. And a Bedouin came with a small camel and he won. And the Sahaba was so tough on them, so hard on them. And the Prophet ﷺ told them that Allah, He has a promise that anything that is risen in this dunya, He will put it down. He subhanahu wa ta'ala will put it down. And this, in our aqidah, we have to understand something, because this is going to come over and over again. It's happened in the past. When you ask Allah and you think you have the right to be answered, we have to understand a very, very critical thing in our aqidah when it comes to dua and qadar. Yes, we know for sure that some qadar is not the same time. Qadar is not the same time. There is aqdar that can be elevated by dua, pushed away by dua. If the dua, we know all if the dua is stronger, so the dua wins, and then that qadar will not happen. Another qadar that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreed from before will happen. And if the same, they start to keep in that conflict and that fight till the day of judgment. Or if the dua is weak, then that qadar of Allah will happen. It's not in this case. There is something else that maybe some of us are not aware of. It's called azm al-umur. You find it in the Quran in different places. وَإِن تَصْبِرُوا وَتَتَّقُوا فَإِنَّ ذَلِكَ مِنْ عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ وَاصْبِرْ عَلَى مَا أَصَابَكَ إِنَّ ذَلِكَ مِنْ عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ وَلَمَا صَبَرَ وَغَفَرَ إِنَّ ذَلِكَ لَمِنْ عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ. عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ is the decided matters of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No matter dua, just like death. When it's time for it to happen, it will happen because of a reason. And that's what it's mentioned in Surah Al-Hadid. ما أصاب من مصيبة في الأرض ولا في أنفسكم إلا في كتاب من قبل أن نبرأها إن ذلك على الله يسير لكي لا تأسوا على ما فاتكم ولا تفرحوا بما آتاكم والله لا يحب كل مختال فخور. Any calamity, any bad thing that happened to you in this earth or in your own selves was already written إلا في كتاب من قبل أن نبرأها, the pronoun here of ha, it goes to the earth, في الأرض ولا في أنفسكم, or to the مصيبة itself. إن ذلك على الله يسير. So you don't, لكي لا تأسوا على ما فاتكم. Don't regret, don't feel bad, don't feel sad about what you have lost, what happened to you. And you don't feel that you own what you have, because you don't. Well, you don't. Whatever you have, of course we know, you will depart in it or it will depart in you. And I end with this, the story that Sheikh al-Sha'rawi rahimahullah shared one time, and most of you will be aware of it, which is the story of that wise man that used to own a very nice, beautiful horse that he used to love so much. And then one day the people came to him and told him, your horse is lost, we cannot find it anywhere. We have a bad news for you. And the wise man said, and how do you know it's bad? What makes you believe that it's bad? And then after a while, the horse came back with a flock of horses. So the people rushed to the man and told him, we have good news for you. Your horse is back, and now we have more than one horse. He brought with him a flock of horses. And the man said, and how do you know it's good? And then, after a while, that man had a child, and the child tried to ride on the horse. And he fell off and he broke his leg. Again, people came to that man and told him, we have bad news for you. What happened? And your son broke his leg. And the wise man said, and how do you know it's bad? And then, a couple of days or a couple of weeks later, a war started in the region. See, they start collecting all the strong men who can go to the war. But the son of that wise man was exempt. And again he came to him, good news. But the wise man is always responding with the same calm, firm voice that, and how do you know it's good again? So that's the attitude that we do with Qadr. We do our best for things happen. After things happen, we say, Alhamdulillah, Qaddar Allah wa ma sha'a fa'al. جزاكم الله خير والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.